Hey there, me again. So I've been wanting to try something new recently, so I decided to pick up a new film camera. And that camera is in this case, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. But, why stop with just a new camera? Oh. Whoa. Okay, let's talk about this new camera. First, let's get it out of the packaging. Kind of a interesting leather case here. So, here it is. This is the new camera that I got. I got it on eBay, and this is a Pentax SP1000. So, if you guys don't know what the SP1000 is, basically it's part of the Pentax Spotmatic family of cameras. The SP500 and SP1000, which are pretty much the same camera, came out in the 70s to be kind of budget models for the American and European markets, if you didn't want to spend the extra money on an actual Spotmatic. So the only things that differentiate the SP cameras with the actual Spotmatics are the SPs don't have a self-timer, and the SPs came with an f2 lens instead of the faster lenses that came on the Spotmatics. Another interesting note about this camera, this is a Honeywell Pentax, which means this camera was intended for the US market. Honeywell was the brand that was in charge of distribution in the US, so they switched the branding from Asahi Pentax to Honeywell. That's why it says Honeywell. There's two reasons I got this camera. The first one makes total sense, and the second one makes me sound a little bit insane. So let's go over those. The first reason I got this is because this is an M42 screw mount, so you can mount a huge range of lenses, and I actually have 3 Russian M42 mount lenses, so I figured it'd be good to have a camera that I can shoot film and use those lenses with. The second reason I got this camera is because I'm obsessed with good design, and the Pentax Spotmatic cameras have maybe the most beautiful film advance lever I've ever seen. It's just like really well and elegantly shaped. It's got really nice notches on it that feel really good when you're advancing the film, and that's just something I really appreciated about this camera. And they're not very expensive, so like I can afford to buy a camera just because I like a little design piece if it's not that expensive. So I got this camera off eBay, and I figured once I got it that it would be a good idea to test it out and see if it works properly. So what I did was I loaded up one of my least favorite films, which is Fuji Superia 400, and I hit the road, went out to shoot it. So, my first stop was out in the country. There was a group of hay bales that I thought looked really nice, and when I went to take these first photos, we can already see that the 1/1000th of a second shutter speed is out of whack. Next, I walked by a tattoo parlor and I saw somebody sitting in a chair who I assume was waiting to get some ink. So I took his photo, which isn't amazing, but it's a good start. From here I walked into a park and saw a man laying in a gazebo, which I thought looked interesting. I should have gotten closer though. Here I ran into an even worse shutter speed issue, this time with 1/500th of a second. Also worth noting is the next two frames were completely blank, and they were also shot at 1/500th. Next I found this car which was really rat-rotted out, and these are easily my favorite photos of the roll. The next day, after that street session, I decided to visit Bobo's, which I photographed previously at night in another video. A little further down the road, I found an old auto shop, which I think looked pretty interesting in the evening light. Around back, I saw a broken window where someone had taken some books from, which I thought was interesting. I actually quite like how these photos turned out. This shot was the last of the roll, and I think the light is awesome here. Done. That's it. So now that I've put a roll through this thing, what do I think about this specific camera and the Spotmatic cameras in general? Well, I think the Spotmatic is actually a really iconic camera. It was one of the first SLR cameras to have through-the-lens metering, which is really cool. And the Beatles used it, so it's got that cool factor going for it. The lenses are great. I got some really sharp images, and I can say that I got some photos that I actually really like, even though I was using a film that I am not really a fan of. Other than that, what do I think of it? It's good. It's good. But it is an old camera, so if you're going to buy one of these, I would expect that sometime pretty soon down the line you're going to need to service it. Like we saw with this one has some pretty obvious shutter speed issues with the 1/1000th of a second and 1/500th of a second shutter speeds. But really overall I think these are good, reliable cameras, and if you get them serviced, I think they'll last probably longer than you will. So that's a good marker of a good camera. So before I go, I wanted to tell you guys an interesting story about how I actually got this for free. Like I said, I ordered it on eBay, and the seller who was listing it didn't list accurate pictures. They were not what this actually was. So what I thought I was ordering was a black Pentax Spotmatic, the one with the self-timer and everything like that. And also I thought I was ordering a camera that had a 1.8 lens because that's what the pictures showed. But this is what I got. A silver Honeywell Pentax SP1000 with an f2 lens. Good camera, just not what I ordered. So I messaged them and I just wanted to send it back and get a refund, but they were really nice and they said, hey, sorry about that. Here's your money back, and you know what? Just keep the camera. I said, great, so I will. And now we're here making this video. So that's the story about how I got this camera for free. I don't really plan on keeping it. I just wanted to try it out, and this wasn't really what I ordered, so I don't plan on keeping it and making videos with it, so don't really expect that. But I do want a black Pentax Spotmatic at some point, but I think I can wait a while, because as you'll see in the next video, we've got a really cool camera coming on board, and hopefully it'll be a part of my kit for quite a while. So yeah, expect a video on that very soon, and that's all I have for this one. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye now.